Okay, so with this drag and drop template, you just pull a picture over, and you don't have to start here at the beginning. Just start with one that like you think looks good or that will look good with the pictures that you have. I liked this one for this. Then also you want to make sure that your show transformation controls is clicked and use your move tool, which is V for the hotkey. And then you can just drag that and adjust it to be cropped how you want it. Cool. So just grab another picture, pull it over onto the template. Oh, right here, something was weird with it. It was going weird. I kept on grabbing the frame rather than the actual picture, so I just Control Z and start over. Start it over. And then was sure and pulled it so it was bigger than the frame. That's what all these boxes are. They're actually the frame tool, which I think is a new tool for Photoshop, so it's pretty cool. It allows for this like masking effect that's going on. So, just with all of them, you're just gonna drag it and crop it how you like it. The only thing that kind of sucked, because I started near the end, is I was kind of limited to those 5 pictures. But you look over, I thought it looked pretty good. This would actually be pretty good. Like I could post like this, and I'd be pretty pumped on it. But I wanted to change the frame size, and so I clicked this, and there's this little blue that like is outlining the frame. You know, whatever showing in the picture. Then there's the outside square. That's like the actual picture. So right there, I was just changing the frame size to be longer. And then I just made the picture bigger so that it would fit the entire frame. So again, you just click inside to move the picture, then click the edge of the frame and click and hold on that edge to move that. So let's see. Click and hold the edge of the frame to move the actual frame. So right there, it's moving the actual frame. I didn't click on the edge. I think if you just, the initial click, if you click and hold it, you should be able to move it. So I got those positioned how I wanted. And in the layers, the very top one, the folders hide this. So you want to click the eyeball, and that'll get rid of all the numbers. The next, what I want to do was, I want to hit his arm. I wanted my arm to like be overlapped with just the arm part. I wanted the asphalt to go away, so I got the eraser tool, and it said it's a smart object, so you want to rasterize it? Yeah, I want to rasterize it, which makes it so I can now start erasing those pixels. But first I merge the group, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that polygon tool, and you see how it's snapping to my guides right there? If that's not happening for you, what you need to do is go to View, and Snap to and make sure the guides is checked. And that way, with the polygon select tool, you can just snap it to the guide, get as close as that arm, and do like a rough bubble cut here, close to the arm as I can on the guide. And bring it down past the picture on the guide, all the way back up. Basically, we're just getting a selection of stuff that we're going to delete. So I delete that. Then I use the polygon tool again to kind of select the stuff that I want to work in. I do this because sometimes when I get the eraser tool, it will like snap to the guide, and I don't want that. But for setting up the eraser tool right now, I'm just going to set the opacity to like 80, the softness to like 80 or something. kind of just meticulously go across it. And I think I hit the opacity. I changed that a little more. And that just kind of gives me some like room for mistakes when the opacity is like that. I can just like slowly just etch at it, and if I do make a pretty bad mistake, I can just Control Z or Command Z and start erasing again. So I just do like the outline, and then I'll get backed up to 100 and enlarge in my eraser, and you can do that with that bracket key. That's a hotkey to hotkey. The bracket is the hotkey to enlarge it and shrink the size of your tool. So once I get that all done, I'll come over here to the layers and click the view so I can see just the arm. And it's not too bad. The layer beneath it's so dark that I'll get away with it. So, cool. Now I'm done. So looks good, so then I'm gonna crop it. Oh, overshot that. But you should be able to, or the crop tool should like snap to these guides. There. So then you can just hit enter, crop it, and then file save. You can save it as like whatever, IG collage 1, and then save it as a JPEG. Right there, you dummy. Good job. Make sure it's at maximum, okay. Then just Command Z. That'll get back to this before you crop it, then you're gonna crop it again. This time you're gonna crop that second picture, save as, yada yada yada. Number 2, JPEG, save maximum, okay. Control Z again, Command Z, wow. Then crop. And you're gonna wanna make sure that when you crop it, that you have 2048. I was wrong there, so then I adjust it. Sometimes it like doesn't snap perfectly, I don't know. But make sure it's that 2048 and save it, and you should be good to go. So I just grabbed those 3 and I airdropped it to myself. And then made a new post, hit the multiple tab tool right there. And I'm sure you guys know how to make a carousel. But you want to make sure you don't change like the filters on any of them. But also I learned that you can click up here, top right before you post. Like have a little like teaser so you can see what it looks like. That way to make sure that all your edges are lined up and whatnot before you post it. But it looked good. So that's how you use the template, the drag and drop. This is me using the blank one. I just wanted to kind of freestyle and try to get 10. And I had this on the YouTube video, but it was pretty quick, so I wanted to slow it down to kind of show my process a little more of how I do this. And basically what I do is I just pick the first one, because I usually know what the first picture I want. I wanted that face. And then I grab pictures that I like and try to find ways to connect them. Like right here with the pole. That's kind of the first thing I figured out when I was getting the collage all together. And then also like the 4 me spinning around, whatever. I also thought maybe this would connect well. I didn't end up using that, but whatever. Found another one of me with the pole. So I add that in. And I cut out that right side of me just as a quick cut, kind of sketchy one to make sure it would work. And I thought maybe somehow I'd get my arm to connect with that pole. It didn't really work out, but I ended up using that one later. And that's kind of what I do. I just kind of figure out what pictures will work and try to mesh them together. Do like rough cuts of things to see what it'll look like. And I knew I wanted that brick, the red on one side and the yellow on the other. I just didn't know where to put it. Thought I made it a good match with my first slide. Also, I thought maybe I could do like all the shirts together, like the outfit changes, whatever. So I did all the Hawaiian shirts first. Did a rough cut. Then I wanted to put my little duplicates of me somewhere by that. My feet sticking up. I knew I wanted the feet to go overlap, kind of like I did the arm on the last one. And cool. So I was having a hard time figuring out how to end that pole. Thought maybe I could connect that one of me bouncing the bottom of my head, or maybe that with me in the pole. I don't know. Starting with it, ended up, I don't know if I do this yet, but I ended up just cutting me out, like the one that's on the edge there. I just cutted that all the way out. You'll see in a second. Blah. But I also had to stretch the edge there to fit. But yeah, right there, I had to cut myself out right there. So yeah, that's kind of what I do. I'm sure there's lots of ways you could do this, but I just kind of do rough cuts of everything to try to get them in place, and then I'll come back through with the eraser or whatever and do the finishing touches up on all of them. I was doing like the eraser on these small guys, but it was kind of a pain. I only did it on this first one. You'll see on the next three. I just use that polygon lasso tool thing. And I figured because these were so small, you wouldn't really be able to tell. And you couldn't really, so cool. Cool. And then I thought maybe I'd add like a drop shadow to him. Oh, I guess I haven't done that yet, but I did. I thought I would add a drop shadow to it, and I didn't like how it looked, so I ended up taking it out, but I don't know. I played around with it for a sec. Then just went frame by frame, or square by square, and started erasing things. The foot was kind of difficult because that picture was like above the leaves on the right side, or the bottom I guess, and the leaf was on the top. And so I just made a duplicate of the feet and put one of those legs on top of the leaves, if that makes sense. And then I wanted the elbow up over that picture, so I just made that transparent and then erased it. That worked. Polygon tool to just do kind of roughish cut of that. I don't know, I feel like I was getting a little sloppy here at the end with it. So that's about it, guys. I hope this helps. I hope this helped. If you have questions, you can always leave a comment on like the YouTube video or DM me. So cool. Thanks so much, and be sure and tag me in the stuff that you guys make. I'd love to see it. So